Hey everyone, welcome to day 3 of 14 days to a more positive you. So today's post is all about gratitude and about feeling grateful. And this was something that I stumbled upon actually in an unexpected way, and I kind of call it like a blessing in disguise way. It was during my divorce. What was happening was I was in Florida. I had my 2 little boys. One was 2 at the time and one was 8.5. And I was living in Florida doing tons of art shows, and my ex-husband, well, soon to be, was up in Philadelphia. He had moved back home with his parents, and it was hard. And I had been teaching Wednesday classes at my church after school, connecting kids with God and with each other, and connecting art and the colors of art and the theories and principles of art all together. And it was really, really difficult to manage all my time. And it was in between the semesters. It was around December, Christmas, and it was the first Christmas where 2 days later I had to say goodbye to my kids, and that was really difficult. And I remember calling my minister up, and I said, I don't know if I can teach this class this spring. I just don't have the energy. I'm tired. I'm worn out. I just have nothing to give to the children, to give to anybody. And I remember that phone conversation very, very well. And I was in my studio, and she said to me, we had 2 ministers, well, 4 ministers, but there were 2, and this one was in charge of a lot of the after-school programs. She told me, she said, Laura, if you give back and you're grateful and you're giving, that all that yuck that you're feeling right now, all that anxiety, the stress, it's going to go away. And I thought, how can it go away if I give? I have nothing to give. I'm spent. I have nothing to feel grateful for, is what I felt. Like I felt like my whole world was falling apart. No little girl grows up thinking, yes, I'm going to get divorced. Like it just doesn't happen in my family. And things were really, really hard. So she said, just trust me. She said, would you come in and give a talk to the elderly at our church and just see if you could handle that. Just see if that's something that would light a fire in you, and then you could start back with the Wednesday program. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I went into that program. I went into this, and I was teaching them about kind of like just what I do as an artist, about how I studied, about where I get my ideas from. And then as I was talking about how I get my ideas, and my ideas are based on my grandpa and my grandma's orchard in southern Pennsylvania. When they passed away, I painted the flowers and the fruits from their greenhouse and their orchard, and I trimmed everything with black and white stars because my grandpa always told me that after he passed away, that he would always, when I looked up in the stars, I would see him, and he'd be in heaven watching me and supporting me. So I started thinking about that. I was just giving this talk, and then I could hear my minister's voice like, okay, be grateful and give back. After that talk with the elderly and helping them at our church and seeing them smile, like they were smiling at me who was going through a really hard divorce, me who was struggling, they thought I had something to say to them about creativity, and they thanked me. And I thought, whoa. And then I thought, I feel so grateful to this minister that she brought that out and that giving helped. So I talked to her and I said, all right, I'm going to try what you tell me. And she said, now on top of this, when you're teaching, I want you to wake up every morning, and I'd like you to think about what you're grateful for. And even if you're grateful that you don't cry today, or you're grateful that you get everybody to school on time and you finish your orders and nothing breaks in the house that you have to fix by yourself, and that you can carry all your groceries, and that you don't get any heated discussions with your ex-spouse or soon to be, like, just can you make it through the day? And I was like, all right, I can do this. So I started talking about what I felt grateful for. So I would wake up and I would say, I'm grateful that the sun is shining, because if you've lived in South Florida and it's boring, it's like sheets of rain. I mean, in Central Florida, it's like buckets, like you can't see through it. So I'd be like, I'm so grateful it's sunny today. I'm so grateful that my little son gets out of school at preschool at noon, and I'm going to take him to the park and feed the ducks. And they were very simple things. I was grateful that I've completed my orders that I had due for custom orders. And I was grateful that I would look at the weather for the upcoming weekend for an art show, and I was grateful that it was going to be nice and not raining, because nothing's worse than having 2 little kids in a little tent at an art show in the rain. just stinks. Like if you have it nice in the back, they can play, they can talk to people, they can have fun. Rain, no, you're all cramped. So I started with really simple things that I was grateful for, and then I started to notice that things started to shift. It wasn't like an overnight shift. It wasn't like this, bam, I'm grateful and the world is wonderful. No, it didn't happen like that. But what it did do is over time, when I started practicing this, it really helped. And so what I ended up remembering from that experience was if I forget it and I'm in a pity party or I start feeling overwhelmed, I just start thinking about the things that I'm grateful for. So today, I'd like you to think about what are you grateful for. And let's do it in our powers of threes. And I'd like you to post below 3 things that you're grateful for. And like right now, I'm looking out the window, and here I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Here's my classroom. Here's my classroom. So this is the view that I have in Georgetown, like part of Georgetown. Those pretty trees and the green roof. So I'm really, really grateful today that I get to look out at that and see the beautiful colors in the sky and see all these autumn leaves and it's sunny for my students, and the room will have a lot of light in it. So number 1, I'm grateful for that. Number 2, I'm so grateful for my little son's tutor. He doesn't have school on Friday because teacher conferences and Thursday. So I'm so grateful that his tutor was able to switch and offer to tutor him today, so we can really keep him up on his English. It's funny, like English is his first language, but that's the one, the writing, he just struggles with sometimes. Chinese and French are fine. I don't get it. But anyways, so I'm grateful that his tutor could do that. And then I'm really grateful for what's going to happen in 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I've been asked by the school here to help create buddy benches and places for kids to go at recess when they just don't know what to do. And hello, I was one of those kids. Like I didn't play kickball, I didn't play soccer, I trip over my 2 feet. Played tennis, I don't know how I didn't trip there. But at ski, I didn't cross my skis. I don't know. I was just out with a bunch of kids. I didn't know what to do. So we're going to create benches for the children, and they're going to be reading benches, talking benches, and we're going to have kids who really don't know what to do design them and paint them so that they have ownership to their benches, so that they'll want to sit there and they'll want to be out at recess and they'll want to have their friends come, and then maybe it'll become discussion benches and idea benches. But I was really happy that the school asked my students and me to help brainstorm what to do so we can encourage more kids to have a place to go. So those are my 3. It's a great day. My son's tutor, and the opportunity to create this really great opportunity for kids who don't know where to go and what to do at recess, so that they have a little place and a niche and they can paint it and buy ownership to it. So what are your 3 grateful things today? Post them in the comments below. Bye everybody, have a great day.